Okay, bro, welcome back. Hey, welcome back to another successful trading day, bro. I need to take an urgent piece, by the way, so let's do this nice and clean, alright, without too much talking. So, yeah, let's go. You can see here, this is my trade, okay? I could have let it run a little bit longer, but my rule of thumb is that at 6 o'clock my time, so when it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon in Slovenia, then I stop trading because I want to spend time with my family and do other things. All right, I don't want to be glued to the screen 24/7. So this trade could have been one-to-one risk-reward ratio, but instead I made around 24 euros. Okay, which is not bad. So yeah, let's go through the trade together. Let's see what I did. All right. First, of course, I'm gonna remove the trade, remove the everything, and I'm gonna turn on this little indicator. And now I want to explain you my thoughts. So, as you can see again today, we have been moving up basically all the time since we opened with the midnight candle, okay? We have been moving up, so once we came to New York Open, which was right now at this point, my rule of thumb was to go down and then up and close, because this is what should have happened based on OHLC theory. Okay, because OHLC theory tells us that we have to open at some point, we have to go up, we have to go down, and then we have to close at some point. So since we have been moving only up through the whole day, we should have actually gone lower and then make a closure, especially today when it's Friday and we have weekend tomorrow. And on the weekend, as you know, market is not open. So that was my bias. Okay, my bias was to go lower. But what did the price give us? So now let's go at 9:30. As you can see here, New York time, we had New York market open. So once that happened, what happened with the price? The price absolutely exploded through pre-market high and London session high. So this was for me the beginning of paying attention for the shorts. So I was waiting for a break of structure, which we haven't gotten up until here. Okay, up until here we haven't gotten any break of structure to the downside. And once that happened, what did I do? I immediately draw equilibrium from the most recent high to the most recent low, which was here. And I was waiting that the price touches equilibrium, or should I say the middle point of this whole equilibrium. Okay, so basically 0.5. At the same time, what have I done is I draw an order block, because what was my goal? My goal was to look at the price movement like this. So we made them down, we made a move down, then what should the price do? Go up and then continue lower and lower and lower. Okay, if we would have that, then of course this is a nice short setup. Okay, but what happened instead? Let's take a look. So you can see that with this white candle and then the next one, the price indeed came into 0.5 and above it. So in that moment I went to 1 minute chart and I started to pay attention for the break of structure on the 1 minute. But look what happened. Since 0.5 all the way to 1, we have only been moving up, 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 up. And what happened? We closed right now here above 1 and also 1.05. So that actually told me that we have a higher chance that we will continue upwards instead of down, okay? Because if we have an equilibrium and if the price doesn't react or above 0.5, that means that we have a higher chance that the market is still bullish. So when that happened, I immediately went to 5 minute chart. I've built my position that way that I would buy somewhere here more or less, and I would put my stop loss below the candle that produced the most recent fair value gap, which was this one. So I put my stop loss here below. Let me also show you with the line so that you can see it more clearly. Stop loss. I had it like that, and I've put a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio more or less, which was, let me show you, which was more or less like that. Okay, so what happened afterwards? Now I can delete the equilibrium, I can delete the order block. What happened afterwards? Once I hit 0.5, I took half of the position off and I put my stop loss to break even. And you can see that I got teased a little bit with this candle and then also with this candle. That was quite huge edging, okay? But then unfortunately it was already 6 o'clock more or less, so I sold it with 0.7, more or less like this, okay? So I sold it here, and that was about it, okay? So as I told you, I made around 24 euros. What could have been better? Actually nothing, except that I wouldn't close the trade earlier, but I would let it run until 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. But as I told you, this is my personal rule. I trade until 6 in the afternoon, and afterwards I do some work, I do some learning, I and I spend time with my family, bro. That's it, you know. That's it. There is nothing much to tell except that. Okay, so yeah, this was the trade again. Let me explain you what happened again. So we swept pre-market session high and London session high once we opened on the New York session. Okay, and once that happened, I was waiting for break of structure, which we got right now here. Here we've got break of structure. Then I went and draw an equilibrium from the most recent high to the most recent low. Then I went to, once equilibrium got hit, I went to 1 minute chart and I saw that we didn't react off the equilibrium. So what I did was I went into a long position and I put my stop loss more or less here on the 5-minute chart. I put my stop loss below the candle that made the most recent fair value gap. Sorry, wait, sorry. So I put my stop loss here. And then I was targeting 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. But since it was already 6 o'clock, then I took the trade off with 0.7 risk reward, okay, which is not bad. But yeah, that's basically it, bro. Now I invite you to join my Discord server. I will put this trade right now here on the trade breakdown. We also have daily analysis, we have financial news, we have self-improvement, basically everything that we want to become, because we have a movement of men who want to become strong and better traders. And I also invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because here we have a ton of trading content. And bro, do the hard work and see you on top of the world.